Serving Amherst and Amherst Township, your hometown television station, Amherst City Cable.
Well, hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Sports Show. I'm your host, Ty House, along with the big homie,
Alex Squires. How you doing, Ty?
I'm feeling awesome. How about yourself?
Good. We're kicking off the NBA season tonight.
The NBA season kicks off tonight. We got Game 6 of the World Series going on tonight. It's a 3-2 lead. San Francisco look like they might be getting ready to take Kansas City down.
I think so.
I mean, they back home in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Thanks to the All-Star.
Yeah, whatever that was.
So,
but it's a big night in sports because we have that. We're kicking off the NBA season. Game 6 of the World Series, which I believe is going to end the World Series. And we also have the college basketball, the first 14 playoffs, or I'm sorry, college football.
I was going to say college basketball.
They're going to be
really about to get excited. Like, hold on.
Yeah, they're going to release the top 4 teams for the first time tonight at 7:30.
That is at 7:30 tonight.
A lot of stuff going on tonight.
Oh yeah. But we are here today to talk about the NBA.
That's right.
Give you a preview of the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
Yep.
Let you know who we think gonna make the playoffs, who are some of the better players in the league, who will be the final 2 teams.
Yeah.
And then who will be the last one standing.
I mean, we're just kind of spinning our wheels, we're just killing time here, you know how shows like this are. We just sit up here and talk about nonsense when we all know the Cavs are going to win the championship. I don't even know why they're going to play this season. Like, just give them the title and then we'll go on to baseball season, right?
Nobody believes that.
Come on.
Nobody believes that.
Come on, Ty House.
Nobody believes that the Cavaliers are going to win the championship this year.
Nobody believes
right off the bat.
Nobody believes that.
Only the people here in Ohio.
Please.
It's a lot of problems with this team, man. That it's going to take some time for them to come together. It's not going to just click overnight.
I understand that
this is not no 72-win team you have here.
I understand that they do have problems, like every team. No team is perfect, but you can't say a lot of problems. Come on.
They do.
A lot?
I mean, Deion Waiters is going to be a problem.
He's a chump.
But he's going to be a problem.
He's a chump.
He may be dealt before the trade deadline.
Good. That's addition by subtraction, my friend.
Then you got really a lot of old heads on the bench. So when your starters get tired, you're going to go to these old heads, has-beens, also-rans.
Also ran. But, no, I mean, I agree with you. Like, yeah, Cavalier. Obviously, I'm a Cavaliers fan, but I was not a fan of the essentially what was a Miami Heat North movement.
Right.
I was not a fan of any of that. I don't want Mike Miller.
Right.
I don't want James Jones. Quite honestly, I really don't.
James Jones. Let's stop right there. See, that right there says a lot. This is the same madness that was going on the last time LeBron was here. Him and his cronies running around Cleveland, doing what they wanted to do, not getting the job done.
Yeah.
Now you think he back, bring his cronies back, and instant championship.
James Jones was not a part of that. We all know that. That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, but he's a yes man. I mean, cheerleader. I mean, 3-point shooter.
He's a 3-point shooter. and all those other things, I mean, it's all part of building the chemistry and making him feel comfortable. Why he wouldn't feel comfortable coming back home is beyond me. But no, just ultimately I understand what you're saying. They do have problems. Their depth is a little bit lacking. I'm not sure he's going to protect the rim. But the Cavs have been so bad.
They will be exciting.
And just Cleveland sports have been so bad for the past however long that if we finally have a team like this, we deserve to be cocky about it.
I mean, you got a lot of my only drawback is, can this team play defense?
Absolutely, they can play defense.
They can shoot. I know they can shoot.
Yeah.
They can drive the basket. They can rip and run the floor. But can this team play defense? Throughout the preseason, the main one is Mr. Kevin Love himself.
Yeah.
I think he wears the number 0 for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
That is the amount of defense he will play this year.
Okay. Yeah.
None. 0.
I find it kind of difficult to disagree with you on that because thus far he hasn't played much defense, especially post defense, but
okay, so if we start off our preview in the Eastern Conference, it's safe to say that you have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the top of that Eastern Conference mountain.
Absolutely.
So, okay, and we know that they have some deficiencies.
A lot of deficiencies.
So, who will be your number 2 team in the East?
Well, I mean, everyone. That's another thing. Everyone's just assuming that the Eastern Conference Championship is going to be Bulls Cavs. I like the Bulls. Mm-hmm. I like the Bulls a lot. I really do. Very well coached. Mm-hmm. Gritty team. Mm-hmm. They have some star power there. They have the 2 big towers now. Mm-hmm. A lot of things to like about the Bulls team.
It's almost as if the Bulls is everything that Cleveland is not. They're a defensive team.
Man.
Cleveland is not.
Does everything you say have to be backhanded?
I mean, just let me say this. Let me say this.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to get it twisted. I guess I'm just trying to be more like the elephant in the room.
Yeah, you are.
I'm rooting for Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, and not because I'm rooting for Cleveland. I'm a LeBron fan.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, when he went to Miami, Miami.
Yeah.
Now he's back here in Cleveland. I would love, like I say, for y'all to have a parade down Euclid so I can attend. I'm with that. But like I say, there are some problems. There are some holes in the coach. We didn't even talk about the coach.
I know.
We're not really sure what we're going to get from this guy.
And I know you're a gambled man. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the odds on Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
David Blatt's number 2. Mm-hmm.
And how is that possible?
How is that possible?
Who's number 1?
The only guy that could ever be number 1 right now. Big Pop, obviously.
He should be the Coach of the Year every year.
Absolutely. Even if his team doesn't make the playoffs, he should still be the Coach of the Year because he's the best coach in the NBA, and he's shown that.
I don't know.
David Blatt hasn't shown a thing in the NBA. I tend to think he's eventually gonna be successful down the line. I like everything he says. I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to be bad with this team, but he has done nothing as far as actual tactical and strategic coaching in the NBA. So how anybody could put him number 2 as Coach of the Year, if say Team of the Year, yeah, sure.
I mean,
but coach,
I could see them saying Coach of the Year from the aspect of he has to take a team full of young talent as well as some wily veterans, and he has to mesh this team together into what everybody is heaping the pressure on him that is a win or bust team.
Yeah.
Championship or nothing team. So, I mean, in that aspect, if he can bring all that together, if he can put all that into the pot and whip it up, add a little seasoning, salt, a little pepper, and, bring it in here, and Alex eat it and I eat it, we got to give him Coach of the Year.
Because it's going to taste good, probably.
It's got to taste good, or you can't get Coach of the Year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're definitely on the same page with that for sure.
Okay, so we got the top 2 teams.
Yes, those are locked in, I think.
The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls.
That's locked in.
And see, our order may be a little different too, because I'm quite sure you got Cleveland at the top.
It's not different because I know you don't realistically put the Bulls above them right now.
I do. I mean, as far as better record, I mean,
you think the Cavs are gonna have a better record, but the Bulls are gonna be more dangerous in the playoffs?
I think the Bulls are gonna have a better record.
Really?
I think the Bulls are going to win the Eastern Conference regular season. I'm not saying the Eastern Conference title for them to advance to the NBA Finals, but as far as regular season, they will be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, because Cleveland is coming into Cleveland might as well have won the championship this summer. So just like San Antonio, who is the real NBA champions, is coming in with a bullseye on their back, Cleveland is coming in with a bullseye on their back. And none of these players, except for LeBron, knows what it's like to play with a bullseye on your back.
It's true.
And a lot of nights they're gonna come up a little short.
But you're right. And that's what I would plead with Cavaliers fans to just, this team is going to lose 3 games in a row. It's going to have bad days where they're going to have a game where they lose by 20.
Some finger pointing's going to go on.
Exactly. But everyone just needs to keep their head cool.
It's all about making the playoffs.
Absolutely. And then once you get in the playoffs, they're going to be really dangerous. And I tend to think that the Bulls may be a little bit more dangerous in the playoffs, given the style of basketball they play and how gritty they are. It's
going to be interesting. And we saying all that, we got to remember, God willing, everybody stay healthy for us to have a fantastic season.
Yeah.
Because you go down to the 3rd team in the East, who I would put the Washington Wizards as the 3rd team in the East. I'm just giving you my top 8 real quick.
Okay.
I got the Bulls, Cleveland, Washington, Charlotte.
You like them, huh?
Miami. I'm going to put New Jersey at 6, Atlanta at 7.
There's no New Jersey team.
I'm sorry, Brooklyn.
I know, I'm just joking.
Brooklyn at 6, Atlanta at 7, and just because, they're my favorite team, I got to put the Pistons in there at 8, even though I really don't think they're going to finish 8.
Ooh, no Toronto?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, Toronto. I slipped off and left Toronto. Toronto is 4th, and then Charlotte, and then Miami.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got Atlanta, Detroit, and Brooklyn battling for 8.
Atlanta, I don't know where you came up with that, but
Atlanta's been in the playoffs the last 10 years.
Yeah, I know. They drug themselves into the playoffs last year.
They almost knocked off Indiana.
That's true. But they went in a stretch last year, down the stretch before the playoffs. What they was like 18 in a row or something like that? They were horrible.
Give me an 8.
8 teams.
8 teams.
Cavs
1.
Bulls
2.
Toronto.
I can see that.
Washington.
Flip-flop right there.
Yeah. A little bit. I do like Charlotte. I do like Charlotte a lot. These aren't in any particular order.
Okay.
I do like Miami. I think that they've done well to put that team back together.
Dang, look like LeBron a little bit without the headband. A little bit.
Like physically?
Like upside down LeBron. Like he do wear the 9 and come on, Jim.
Brooklyn will probably stick around there. Definitely, I would think so. And then man,
the 8th is gonna be a battle.
I was gonna say, really, outside of those guys, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I mean,
just give me a team.
You heard me last year when we did the show, the preseason show. I picked those Detroit Pistons to win that division.
You did. You picked them to win the NBA championship.
No, I did not. I picked them to win the Central. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Pistons back in there as well.
Okay, so the Knicks don't make it.
Knicks, I don't think so. All right.
We gotta take a break. We come back. We're going to get to the Western Conference, which is, oh my goodness, it's loaded. It's 16 teams for 8 spots.
Yeah, I know.
We'll be right back.
It's thick.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
please,
Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back to the sports show. I'm sitting here kicking it with my homie, my ace boom coon, the road dog, the big homie, Alex. We sitting here talking NBA.
Squires.
Sitting here talking NBA. Squires. Sitting here talking NBA.
Yep.
We ran through the Eastern Conference, where he got the Cavs, I got the Bulls, even though we both like Washington and Toronto.
Yeah, they're both gonna be good teams.
So the push is gonna be 8. You got the Knicks, the Pistons,
the Pacers.
Atlanta. He gotta throw the Pacers in there.
You have to. You can't.
I could see Indiana getting the #1 pick next year.
Wow. A bombshell for you folks.
Number 1 pick next year. It'll only help. You get Paul George back, you get the number 1 pick. I mean.
Oh, I can't believe that.
But we have moved on. We have transgressed. We are now to the Western Conference, which is stacked.
I was going to say, we don't have enough time to talk about the Western Conference.
I don't think we do, so we got to get into it. Mm-hmm. You want to start at the bottom or you want to start at the top? Because it's going to get interesting towards the bottom. I think we should start at the top.
Well, yeah, let's start at the top, yeah.
The Spurs, the defending NBA champions, have everybody back.
Yeah.
Nobody left.
That might be the problem.
What is they drinking down there? Nobody wanted to get paid?
They're buying in, man. Everyone, and how do you not buy into that? You know? How do you not buy into everything that they're selling down there? Because they've shown that whatever they're doing is working.
It works.
But it's been probably like 8 years that we've been hearing the Spurs are too old. The Spurs are too old. Eventually, they're gonna have to become too old at some point.
See, I beg to differ because the Spurs aren't really old. They just have 3 old players.
I mean, come on. They're not. Yes, those 3 key pieces, core players on that team, are all really old. On the downside of their careers, would you agree with that?
I'm gonna say that if it was just those 3 players and not the young talent that they have acquired through the draft and other transactions, that they would not have won the championship last year. It wasn't because of those 3 core players that they won the championship last year.
But you don't think those 3 core... I understand what you mean as far as on the court.
I mean, I feel like the Spurs have done a fabulous job of keeping those 3 core players over a 10, 12-year period.
Yeah.
And acquire and build talent. Not just acquire, but Pop will teach you how to play basketball.
He'll teach you the way to play. He'll teach you how to play basketball in his system, which is all he needs to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
He's gonna teach you how to play basketball in his system.
And it's a system that wins championships.
And they raise people. They raise these players up in the system. So whereas they already have a star.
Yeah.
Outside of the big 3.
He's probably the best player in the team.
MVP of the finals last year.
And we talked about him at length preseason last year.
Speaking of Kawhi Leonard. That's
his name. Sorry.
So y'all just thought y'all was sitting here having a conversation with us or something.
Sorry, folks. But yeah, we talked about him in length preseason last year on this show and talked about how he's one of the rising stars, not only for that team, but in the NBA. Like he's and you don't hear a lot about him. Like, I don't know how I've heard multiple accounts of, player interviews, whatnot, them talking about playing against the Spurs, no one really noticing that Kawhi Leonard's even on the court.
Right.
The fact that he's like killing it the whole time doesn't stand out. It's the fact that he's on the court the whole time and doesn't say a word to anybody.
Don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Playing.
He doesn't need to.
He playing.
He's like Marshawn Lynch.
Speak for itself.
Exactly. It's all he has to do.
Skittles, baby.
Yeah, and you have to love that. And not only a player, but a young player like that. You have to love that.
Very humble.
Absolutely.
Even after winning championship and
MVP.
Finals MVP. The number 2 team would be the LA Clippers.
I mean, I have the same questions with them. Like, do they have the legs to stand up for a whole NBA season into the playoffs? That's something that I'm gonna have to see to believe. I have to put Golden State above them.
I think if this team stay healthy, and since I'm dropping bombshells, and I really don't want to see it go this way, but if this team stay healthy,
yeah,
come June, this could be your NBA champion. And I'm gonna say that because of the way things go here in America.
Okay. I'd like for you to expand on that.
This team is a team that went through a lot of turmoil last year with their whole little ownership situation. And as much bad publicity as it was good publicity for the NBA. Because all publicity is...
There's no such thing as bad press.
So, I mean, this was during the offseason, went through the offseason, kept the NBA, afloat. Keep talking about the NBA.
That's true.
Now they have a great owner.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a comeback story. It's kind of like, not just, the World Trade, 9/11 happened.
Okay.
And the Patriots won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
true.
okay, it's the Clippers' time. They done been through a lot. We're gonna give them this Super. They're gonna, and sometimes that happens
Just your phrasing. Your phrasing is concerning.
The Clippers is the sentimental pick. I'm gonna say because of their situations that they have been in the past year.
Okay.
Because of the spotlight they have been under in the past year, I feel as if they have the talent on this team to win a championship without any of that.
I agree.
I just kind of feel like the ball's stacked in their corner. Kind of like the Cavaliers winning the NBA draft pick 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's kind of like the stack, okay? Because you got to think about how Chris Paul just happened to land in Clipperland, but not in Lakerland, when they share the same building.
Yeah.
It's kind of like things have been building for the Clippers, just constantly building to this. How you get Doc Rivers?
Trade for him.
I mean, after getting Blake Griffin, and then you land Chris Paul, and then you've been wanting this owner out for a while. So you did all this to get him out.
And now he's out.
You did everything we asked you to do. Now you shall be rewarded.
It's true, but they don't just hand out championships.
Got to stay healthy.
I mean, that's going to be a big issue for them.
Stay healthy.
Blake Griffin, for me, I've never been a very big Blake Griffin
will
fan.
lead the league in technical fouls this year.
Perhaps. He'll also lead the league in dunks.
Definitely.
And that's pretty much it.
Or his homeboy, Jordan, might outdo him.
Well, yeah, they'll probably compete against each other. But Blake, outside of dunking the basketball incredibly hard, Blake Griffin doesn't really do a whole lot else well.
Right.
He doesn't handle the ball well. He doesn't score with finesse well. He doesn't even rebound particularly well. And he's, like, when you look for the second star on that team, you think Blake Griffin.
Right.
And I don't think he's all that good. So he being the second star on a team, I just can't put that team ahead of a Golden State or a Dallas.
It's kind of hard for me to sit here and let you say that Blake isn't all that good when he's giving you 18 and 11, 12.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and say the same thing about Kevin Love, and he's, top 3, 4, 5 players in the league. They basically the same player, except for Kevin Love.
Real.
Kevin Love can step out and shoot the 3 a little bit better.
A little bit better?
Kevin Love can't dunk like Blake Griffin.
No, he can't.
See, it cancels each other out.
Anybody can dunk. I know you can dunk.
They the same. Well, I used to. Well, I total ACL,
But that's the thing. There's difference between being able to jump really high and slam dunk the basketball. It's
really hard.
Really hard.
Over people.
Athleticism. And then a finesse skill set, which is far more rare in the NBA than guys that can jump high and dunk. And Blake Griffin just, he puts up the numbers.
End up being the same though.
Sure he puts
Blake
up the
Griffin
numbers.
has what's lost in the NBA, a mid-range game.
Yeah.
Nobody 15 to 20 feet.
You're saying Blake Griffin has a mid-range?
Yes. He can hit that 15 to 20-foot jump shot.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, so can I, here and there, just like him.
No, he's consistent with it.
I'll have to see that to believe it because he certainly wasn't last year.
Watch.
He certainly wasn't.
He's going to be mentioned in the MVP discussion this year.
Yeah, real.
Blake Griffin.
No way.
Watch. This team is going to be that good. And neither one of those, Chris Paul or Blake Griffin, is not even the key to this team. The key sits on the bench. The key to the Porsches on the bench.
That's fair.
Jamal Crawford,
That's
man.
fair. That's fair. Yeah.
This is the key. If this dude is not healthy, they stock plummet.
And that's another guy that you worry about as far as health because of his age. Mm-hmm. But there's no reason to believe that he's going to be anything less than what he has been because we all know he keeps himself in tremendous shape. And those handles, those step back, ooh. God.
Killer.
Oh, my.
Straight from the University of Michigan. Let's get on to number 4.
Just had to throw it in there.
The third team in the West. Mm-hmm. We're going to say it's the Golden State Warriors? Would you say they would be the third best in the West?
I would say they're the second, but...
You would put them ahead of the Clippers?
Yeah, I just said that twice.
Golden State ahead of the Clippers?
Golden State, yes.
Andrew Bogut?
What's wrong with Andrew Bogut?
What does he do?
He's a phenomenal player.
When he plays?
He does pretty much everything that Blake Griffin does.
What?
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's probably one of the slower players, like probably maybe even the slowest player in the NBA. But he has what Blake Griffin doesn't, and he has a finesse game around the rim.
I like this team a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, I've liked this team for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with this team is how will they play in the Steve Kerr offense?
Right. And that's going to be a question mark.
I think that basically would be my only issue with this team.
Right.
What does Steve Kerr bring to the table to a team that won 51 games last year?
Right. And they're obviously an incredibly talented team. They have talent up and down the roster. And it just all depends on what Steve Kerr does with the talent and how he wants to utilize it. But he really, like, I don't see how he could really go wrong. Like, I don't see what style of basketball they could play that they wouldn't become successful with.
Okay, give me your 8 in the West.
Okay. Man, this is tough.
No, that's why I just said, just throw it out there. Give me your 8 in the West. I know you could give me the top 5 at least.
Number 1, I'm going to go with the Seattle Supersonics.
Really?
Spurs, I got to go Golden State. I like the Mavericks a lot. I like the Trailblazers a lot. I like the young teams. I like those teams. I like the teams that are gonna.
You haven't mentioned Thunder.
Well, I think we're gonna. I think the Thunder have a lot of question marks. Quite honestly.
You think the Thunder gonna be in the NBA lottery draft?
No, I never said
with the Pacers
that.
next year?
I never said that. Durant's gonna be back. What? December sometime.
December, January.
That's gonna be a really big boost.
All-Star break.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be a really big boost for them. The question mark is where they're gonna be at that point.
Okay.
They should still be competitive with Russell Wilson, Ibaka, those guys, but Scott Brooks, in my opinion, doesn't know what the hell he's doing out there. And without Kevin Durant, I think that the team is going to struggle a little bit. Give me your top 8.
My top 8, the Spurs, the Clippers, Golden State, Portland. No. Golden State, Dallas. I really like Dallas too.
Mm-hmm.
Portland, New Orleans.
Yeah. Yep.
I have New Orleans in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. They should be.
Phoenix. I really like Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Jeff Hornacek is doing.
Hornacek.
Hornacek. What is this? Hornacek?
Who cares?
It's kind of weird. Hornacek. Edit that part. But I really like what's going on in Phoenix, and it's going to be a battle in the West for. Man, it's going to be a battle for 5 through 8.
It really is.
It may even be a battle from 3 to 8.
Yeah, it really could
where
be.
these teams may be 1-2 games all year long.
Right.
Like,
and who knows what who knows what how the Nuggets are gonna come out looking.
The Nuggets.
Who knows how the Jazz are gonna come out looking.
The Lakers. Somebody we didn't talk about. We're gonna get more into the NBA, and we gotta get into college football in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and college basketball.
Which is coming up.
Yeah.
We'll have time to talk college basketball come March, April. But
That's
we need
true.
to talk
That's true.
college football, which we really have been not talking about.
We haven't.
And basketball, NBA now.
And
when we come back, we'll have a World Series champ.
Yeah, I mean,
NBA, NFL, halfway through. My Lions are 6-2. First place first place, Green Bay.
You see, hey.
First place, Green Bay.
I'm not a hater, and I recognize that Detroit, they're playing some defense out there, and they look real good. We're going to see how they look without Fairley for 4 to 6 weeks.
These Browns fans are telling us to wrap it up. We got to get out of here. Until next week, thank y'all for joining us. Make sure y'all tune in to all the fantastic sporting events that's going on tonight and throughout the weekend. College football, professional, the NBA is back. Me and Alex will be back next week.
Yep.
And thanks for joining us. This is The Sports Show. Peace.
Serving Amherst and Amherst Township, your hometown television station, Amherst City Cable.